We have a very diverse population of students at Belle. Over 50% of all our kids come from low-income households, and many of our kids don't have the resources at home to compete in a 21st century workplace. This is why it's imperative that our students get the experiences that they need to prepare for the workplaces in which they will find themselves when they walk out the doors of our public schools. The technology available to our classrooms is spotty at best and often takes more time to keep them functioning than it's worth to use them. Often, we're left to try to integrate the few computers we had in our classroom and share them between all the students in the class. This usually meant that students with the most technology background controlled the computers while the others stood around watching them. The OETT grant allowed us to put Chromebooks in front of every one of our science students and challenge them to interact with the technology in a way that the majority of them were not familiar. Combining the Chromebooks with Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Draw, Google Sheets, Google Classroom, and Gmail set our students up to make and prepare documents and collaborate in a way that mimics the way they would work in any professional workplace. Through websites like Padlet.com, we're able to get all kids involved in discussions because the students were willing to post their comments in a social media format even though they would rarely raise their hands to answer the same questions in class. We were able to assess students' understanding of a topic using things like Google Forms and Socrative, and then we were able to look at the responses as a class and discuss them. When these tools were combined with Google Classroom, we were able to more quickly assess students and get feedback to them rapidly. The best part is that students never lose their documents. Google autosaves, so if anything happens, there's almost always a way to get the document back. We have also begun to play with many different ways of assessing students. But instead of explaining it, let me just show you an assessment where students had to research a genetic disease caused by a mutation and explain how that mutation leads to the trait. We also studied genetics using a computer-based program called Geniverse, where students worked to understand the genetics of drakes in order to help the character try and solve what was wrong with their dragon. Students used the LabQuest probeware to gather data as they tried to develop the best thermal insulator from a limited amount of resources. We are beginning to see the results of daily integration of the technology into the everyday workings of our classes. Students are researching their own questions instead of turning to the teacher as the expert. Students are creating their own documents and resources to collaborate and share with each other what they're finding. Teachers are sharing what they are learning as we explore using technology in a seamless and authentic way. As we do this, the students are taking more ownership of their own learning. We're only beginning to scratch the surface of where this technology will take our classes in the years ahead.